Hello, world.
Welcome to our podcast where we talk about anything and everything.
Nothing is off limits.
This is Everything Electrified with Hiba and James.
Shut up and sit down.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 18 of our podcast.
Yes, 18. Let's go.
Go ahead and like and subscribe if you are not subscribed already, but you're on episode 18. What are you doing? Just hit subscribe.
I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Beside the subscribe, I
Yes.
want to get fat on them turkey dinners.
Yes, I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for all you people out there listening to us, everyone that supports and likes our videos every time we put them out. Thank you so much for the Electrified family.
We have fun making the videos, so definitely enjoy.
I don't know about that.
Half and half.
Yeah, I'll
50-50.
spend a lot of time in editing and afterwards.
You know what?
I don't
It's about time that you
know.
do that. I bust my ass enough putting them shits on the car. So
All
you know
right,
what?
fair
You
enough.
you got that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's fair enough. All right. So, for Thanksgiving, I don't know about you guys, but I had family over and we had, of course, the turkey and all the usual Thanksgiving type of foods and everything like that. But this year's, ever since COVID and the pandemic, they don't open stores anymore on Thanksgiving, which is great for retail workers, which sucks
Exactly.
for me because when I was a retail worker, I had to work all these crazy hours. But now that I'm not, they don't open it anymore. So, which is great for the retail workers, right? So they get to be with their families and everything opens up Friday. So I decided, I hit up James on Friday. I was like, hey, you know what? Let's go out there. Let's see what's up. Let's see some sales.
Oh God.
But let me tell you something. First of all, I woke up. And when I woke up, I had no intention of spending any money. And if I was going to spend money, it was not going to be more than $100. Just if something was random, I saw it. I was like, you know what? This is a really good deal. I'm saving a lot
This
of
is how it
money.
begins.
Yes, this is how it begins. And I told James, yeah, let's go, let's go. And then James was on his way over, and I'm just sitting around in my studio, which coming soon I'll show you what that looks like. But I was sitting in my studio, and I'm staring at everything, and I'm staring at her, and I'm thinking, see, this is James' fault because he was late. This is his fault.
And now it's not my fault.
It is your
That's
fault because you were late.
typical freaking woman. I'm telling you,
You let
right
me
here.
wait around here, so now I have ideas in my head.
Yeah,
So this is
you could
definitely your
have
fault.
ideas even without me being. Even your mother called you out on it when I saw her. Even she called you on it.
She
Enough
don't
of
know
that
anything what she's
bullshit.
talking about.
Get out of here.
Anyway, so I'm looking around and I'm like, you know what? I have an idea. And I think I've mentioned this before. I have a TV in my room. It's a 43-inch TV in the studio. And I was thinking I wanted to move it to another wall, right? And all I was going to do was move one TV from one wall to another one that I already own. I was just going to swap the walls together. That's it. That was it. It's supposed to cost me $0 to do this. Okay. So then I started talking to my mom. Hold on a second. I started talking to my mom. I'm like, yeah, I want to go with James. I'm going to go to check out whatever. We were going to buy some video games or something. To be honest, we're going to get into some
Pretty
video game
much.
deals. That's what we
Pretty
were going to
much.
go do. So I was going to spend more than $100. Okay. So I was like, let me get into let me swap the walls. I'll ask James, whatever. And then my mom goes like, no, that's going to look ugly. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, moving it from this wall to that wall, it's not going to look good. It looks good where it is. I was like, but what if I got a second TV? And she's like, you know what? That's a better idea. I was like, it is, isn't it, for me to get a second TV? So
I just want to
then,
point out. I just want to point out. She discussed it with her mother, so there's nothing to do with me. They were both discussing it together. Go ahead and continue your story.
yeah. And then I texted James and I was like, I need to buy a TV. And he's like,
This is
what?
how it, this is how it begins for James. By the way, it doesn't start with the Tesla. Okay, Tesla is nothing. We do other crazy shit together, so this is part of it.
So I'm like, James, I think I need to buy a TV. And he's just like, what? And I did not respond back after that. I just didn't respond back to him after
This is what how she rolls with James.
that. And then he shows up and I take him to the studio and I'm like, look at this. Moving it here and there, it's not going to look that great. But if I got a second TV, then I have TVs on both walls. And now you're like, what kind of moron wants two TVs? Well, that's the thing, guys. I don't sit here and watch TVs that I need two TVs to watch. This is a studio, so it's used for different things. It's a creative environment, it's for video creation and stuff like that. So having a background with the TV is for other purposes, not so much watching it. And I already own one of the TVs, so it's only a year old too. I think I bought it last year. And so I'm like, okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna get those Black Friday deals on these TVs, like $140, a smart TV. I'm thinking that's okay. I'm like, I was gonna spend $100 anyways, $150. I feel like I'm good with it. I'm like, let's go, James. Let's go check this out. Then we were like, where are we gonna go? And James asked me this question. He said, did you search online? I was like, no, that's for losers. That's for people that doesn't know how to do Black Fridays. All right. That's for other Black Friday days. But on Black Friday, we do not search online. We go out to the stores and we do it the old fashioned where we look for deals. Okay. And he was like, all right, whatever you say, And so we took the Tesla. No gas, no anything. So, it doesn't matter where we go. So we went to another town, which is like 30, 35 minutes away. We left our town, which had everything there, but we were like, we're going to go to the other town. And the reason why we went there is because Micro Center is there. And Micro Center sells some of the cheapest mounts I've ever seen in my life. And I wanted to mount the TV. Okay.
Facts.
At Best Buy, for some reason, mounts are like $100 something plus, and it makes no sense. It really doesn't make any sense. So that's why we wanted to go to Micro Center. We want to be close to Micro Center. But I was like, you know what? Best Buy got them TV deals. Let's go to Best Buy. And James said, and I quote, that we should just go to Micro Center. Micro Center got TVs too. And I said, Micro Center doesn't have anything in stock.
No. I'm not gonna let you get away with that.
Yes.
She said Micro Center doesn't have good quality TVs.
No,
James.
I said they don't have
That's
it in
stock.
stock.
No.
They don't have it in stock. I said that. Trust me, I said that.
Anyway, go
all,
ahead, Hiba.
First of all, I was going to go to Walmart, which definitely doesn't have good quality.
Oh, hell
either.
no.
But my point is, like Micro Center, I'm sorry to say, all their stuff is always out of stock. Like anything you want to really buy that's good, you have to live outside of Micro Center for you to get it.
Now, remember what she just said about Micro Center. So go ahead, continue.
Let me get on with this. All right. So we don't go to Micro Center. We go to this busy ass Best Buy. We can't even stand anywhere. I'm going to be honest with you guys. We cannot stand in any aisle, in any corner, in any place. Like, we just can't stand in a place to even think for a second, let alone hunt down a TV. But every TV we touched was just, like, overpriced. It was not on sale. Like, it was on sale, like, $20. Save $20. Save $30. That's not a Black Friday deal type of a thing. Black Friday deals are things that are like $150 off, $200 off. That's where the savings come in, and that's where people like start buying it. But there was no real sale. Now, I could believe like chip shortage and things like that, so prices are high. I get that, but it wasn't really like a Black Friday type of experience for us. Like, yeah, the rush and the busyness, sure. Standing in line, sure. But actual products and their sales, no. So anyways, I didn't find anything there. I didn't like it. I started Googling the same models in other stores. I saw it's like...
By the way, she said real people don't do Googling online.
I had to look at it to see. No, I had to see if I was getting a good deal or not. I wasn't going to blindly pay for a price.
Which is why you go online and do research first. But okay, we'll go ahead and do it.
Not on Black Friday. You need to relax. Okay. So then I'm confused. James is like, do whatever the hell you want, leave me alone.
Because I'm already pissed off. You should come out there when it's a freaking crowded ass people for Black Friday during COVID times for a fucking TV. Go ahead.
Listen, and then I got there and I was like, yo, 43-inch TVs are just as expensive. They're like the crap brands. Like, they're not even a good brand. It's not even cheap. Then I'm looking at 50 inches and 55 inches, and they're like over $500. And I'm just like, where's the Black Friday deals? Like, I'm not seeing them. And that's why I Googled like the model numbers to see if other people have it cheaper, or this is just like how much it is. And that's pretty much how much it is. I think Target was like a little bit cheaper than them. Slightly cheaper. So we're like, you know what, let's just go to Target instead because it's just slightly cheaper. So we left Best Buy. James got his little whatever he got, his Alexa Dot, Echo Dot, whatever it's
called. For my bathroom. I bought an Echo Dot. It was a 3rd generation, and it was on sale for $20. That's what I picked it up for.
So he spent $20. So he's out $20 now.
Yeah.
I'm out $0 at this point. But we were like, let's go to Micro Center because we're gonna need a mount anyways.
Let's go get the mount.
Let's go get the mount because the TV is gonna be anywhere from 43 inches to 55 inches. So that's the range. So let's go to Micro Center, get the mount. We go to Micro Center. The line is all the way around the store. I kid you not, guys. The line to just get out of there. And we were just there to buy one mount. And the line is all the way wrapped around the store. And we were like, are we serious that we're going to do this? But the good news is we picked up the mount and we were like, let's just go check out the TV area. The minute we get into the TV area, they only had like one or two TVs. To be honest with you, they only had like a handful of TVs. But the one that they had was an LG 55-inch and it was right in my price. Like I was willing to pay that much for a 55-inch TV. I think it was like $399 or something. So I was like, you know what? That's way better than paying like over $500 for the same type of TV. Like it made no sense. So right away, I was like, James, we're gonna drag this, we're gonna drag this around the store in this line to get to the front, and that's what we did. We dragged that. We kept pushing that. We dragged it. We were in line, but we did find the TV in Micro Center. So the moral of the story is,
Don't shit on
James,
Micro Center.
don't shit on Micro Center. Sorry, Micro Center.
Don't shit on Micro Center. That's the moral of the fucking story.
They had the deal. They had the TV deal. And James was right. Listen to James.
James is right. For the first fucking time on this podcast and on the YouTube channel, you get to hear Hiba say that.
And the
Rare.
only time.
Yeah, we'll see.
He was right. He was right. You know, if we just went to Micro Center, but to be fair, I'm going to say one thing though. If we went right to Micro Center, right, and we saw that TV, we did the whole thing, because I feel like it would play out the same way if we just went to Micro Center straight. He would never found his Echo Dot being that price.
Honestly, it don't matter because, okay, so the Echo Dot that I bought was $20. I bought it on Amazon first because Amazon had all their Amazon Echoes. By the time you guys listen to the podcast, it's already over. But during this time, they had like a crazy sale going on, and I picked up an Echo Dot. I wanted one for my bathroom because I listen to music like Spotify and stuff like that when I take a shower. It happens. I listen to podcasts too. That's what I use it for. $20. But in order for me to get that Echo Dot, I have to wait to December 10th to get it. Even though I'm a Prime member, I had to wait to December 10th. But they had a shitload at Best Buy. So I was like, shit, I'll just cancel the one I got going on Amazon and pick up the one that I want right here at Best Buy. So that's what I did. Moral of the story is, she took me to Best Buy. I could have taken it or leaving it regardless of the Echo Dot. I'm okay with either one. That's the way I see it as.
Well, that was our, Black Friday, Thanksgiving
Crazy
event.
deal.
Yeah, event or whatever. I got the TV. TV looks amazing. I have it hooked up to like the PlayStation 5. Amazing. Like everything is just so good having a 55-inch versus a 43 and using a PS5 with it. Not that anything was wrong with the 43 inch. It's just smaller, right? That's just all less pixels. Just smaller.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And now the other TV on the other side, it's also starting to look good. Like it has its own unique job to it now. It's not
good.
Yeah, it's not attached to all the streamingness that I have with all these consoles and game capture cards.
Yeah.
Like it's doing its own thing. It's like having someone
universe.
Yeah, it's like having someone who is not qualified for a job but forcing them to do the job.
I hear that.
It was just like that. That poor TV is like in retirement. Like not really, but it's like way less of it. It's more qualified for this job.
It's happier now.
It's happier now.
Better pastures.
Yes, it's happier now. It's good. So that's great. That's great. All right, you know what? We're gonna move on. James, what do you have for us?
So this is the first time we're bringing this to the podcast. Let me know if you guys like it. I know normally Hiba starts off the podcast with the giant conspiracy theories, but I decided to tell her, listen, give the conspiracy theory a rest for once. Let's go to some giant hacking news because they really are unique. And in the world of COVID and hackers have just been rampant, it's good to just let our listeners know how bad it could be, right? So I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story, and Hiba, please forgive me if I get too technical. Please start asking questions. I'm gonna try not to, but
Okay.
ask questions. So, did you know that 10% of oil comes from a company in Saudi Arabia called Saudi Aramco?
Well, I didn't know the name, but I didn't know that fact.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So Saudi Aramco definitely had an issue. In about 2016, right? That's where it comes from. They got a virus called the Shamoon virus. Now, the Shamoon virus was, implemented to their systems during Ramadan. So Ramadan, is their holiday over there, and everyone celebrates. At least most of them celebrate that holiday. And they had a skeleton crew on board. Everyone's trying to celebrate, right? So they had a skeleton crew on board to maintain all their operating systems. You remember, these systems are a lot. They go all over the world, not just the US, everywhere. Everywhere it gets it from there, right? These hacktivists implement this virus called Shamoon, and this virus is a logic bomb virus. So for a quick second, I'm going to explain what a logic bomb is. A logic bomb is a virus that gets implemented to a system, and at a certain date and a certain time, it goes off and wreaks havoc in the system.
Is this like the Y2K or something?
Kind of like Y2K, but Y2K was a big thing that could have happened, but really didn't. They thought, they were fearing that if it reaches that 2000, that the computer went back to 1978. It's similar, but not 100%, right? So you're on the right path, right? So as I go through the story, I'll tell you exactly what happened with the logic bomb. So it's called Shamoon. Now, the main purpose of this virus is to create havoc. Normally hackers get something out of the deal, right? They call up and like, listen, not call up, but basically they go, I want money, and if you give me this money, this won't happen. Or if you give this money, I'll give you back data. Shit like that, right? But these hacktivists didn't want that. What they wanted was to create. Oh, sorry. By the way, that I meant to say it happened during 2012. I apologize. Not 2017. It was 2012 during the Ramadan and around that time. So I'm going to tell you a couple of things. What took place here was in. I'm trying to do it as much as I can without bringing a lot of stuff together. So Windows, right? All our systems, everyone uses Windows. Saudi Aramco, now they have a lot of money now, 10% of the world's oil, but they were using like Windows Vista or 7. And at the time, we're at closer to 10 at this point. They were at 8. You could have done Windows 8, but no, they kept it at 32-bit, like low-end Windows. Now, they did have antivirus on their systems, but the antivirus wasn't updated. All it told them was these systems have something wrong. That's it. So they played it off as, well, it happens. We have a lot of traffic, whatever. Around 11:08 a.m. on Wednesday, the August 15th, the malware happens. The logic bomb goes off. So what does it do? It wipes out like 3/4 of their systems are wiped. Right? So these systems control like when they get the oil, what deliveries they're gonna get, how much they pay the employees, all that. But not just wipe, Hiba. They kill the hard drives of these systems bit by bit. So the hard drives are dead. These systems are gone, right? So this is the first time that Saudi Aramco had to deal with this. So the computer IT people that were over there, which by the way, retarded, decided the best way to solve this problem is to literally pull the plug off these computers. They went to the systems and ripped the LAN wires off these computers to get them off the internet. The biggest mistake they could ever do is do that because it made it worse. Now,
Wait. Why would unplugging it making it worse?
because it's a logic bomb, it doesn't matter. The systems are already infected. What makes it worse is that the shareholders, the stockholders, the people that are already overseas getting deliveries for these oils can no longer contact headquarters. So everything they were doing, all the stuff, it's like saying, I'm going to your house, Hiba. I'm going to your house. But somewhere along the line, I lost my way of going to your house. Now, you're only like 10, 15 minutes from me, but I forgot and I lost the way to get there. And I don't know how to get there. I'm in the middle of nowhere now. And I can't call you. My cell phone stopped working. That's what happened. They pretty much put all that out there for 7 days. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and just fast forward a little bit. I'm gonna tell you what happened. That because it gets a little bit more intense. But to shorten curlies of it all, they get a specialized system, a specialized group of people that come in, take down the systems that are infected, replace the hard drives for other systems that needed hard drive replacements, and was able to reboot the system. Now, here's the problem with this: Saudi Aramco didn't assume that this shit could happen. So they couldn't just like, you know how some people have a backup, right? Servers have a backup, right? They didn't have one.
Why?
They didn't have one. That's why. They don't even explain it. They didn't have one. So they really had to rebuild the systems from scratch after putting Windows back in. They literally had to do it from memory, pull out paperwork or whatever paperwork they can get. And these paperworks, they really wasn't good at record keeping either. So they were just doing it from whatever they had on hand and whatever they can contact in the field at one point. It was that bad.
Who did this to them?
Okay, so if I can go ahead and get the group. There's a group that actually pulled it up on it. Let me see. Let me get the group up. I had it written down here. Give me a second. But it was a hacktivist group that claimed it. And what did they call themselves? Let me see.
Okay, let me get into why would they do it? Like
Oil.
oil is bad or
Oil is
whatever?
bad.
Oh,
Environment suck. That's
oh,
pretty
okay.
much what it came down to.
All right, makes
They
sense.
didn't care. They didn't care about money either. They really didn't give a shit. They didn't care about none of that shit.
Dang.
Yeah, they cared nothing. Now, like I said, obviously the group, now obviously Saudi Aramco learned from this big time, right? But mm, it took it took a lot. It took a lot. I forgot the name of the group. I'm trying to find it, but I can't even find it now. But it was a hacktivist group that didn't care. They just wanted to get them out. And for them to be offline for 7 days was really bad. And it goes to show you a couple things. The reason why I tell this story to you guys, and I tell this to him and everybody else, a couple of things. As you know, our prices are going up, but it's not because of a hacktivist group requesting devices. It's just more because of COVID. People were home. That just gives you an example of what happens when you take down an oil company for 7 days. The everything stops. It's like COVID all over again in 2012. It was just like a sneak peek to what COVID could have done to them. And now it's doing to us. But on top of that, a lot of people at work, where we work at Hibs, a lot of my family members, no one does Windows updates to their machine. No one updates their antivirus or has any antivirus, anti-spyware. If they would have taken the appropriate measures and have redundancy systems, so redundancy systems means backup for the backup for the backup, they wouldn't have suffered this bad. They could have isolated the machines down and still maintain business. But they didn't do that because they assumed, well, no one's going to want to take us down. Windows 32-bit systems, that's what they had in there. So all I'm telling you guys is this. Throughout the holiday season, right now, that you guys are going through, and throughout your personal life, make sure you have backups of your system, obviously. Do Windows updates every time it comes out. Because people have what they call 0 day. You know what a 0 day is? Hibs?
No.
0 day is how many days does the manufacturer know about an exploit on their systems. They're called 0 day exploits. The more updates you do on your systems, the less likely that you will suffer for something like this. Is it 100%? No, nothing's 100%. Nothing's 100% guaranteed. But if you update your systems and you have the latest antivirus, you wouldn't suffer Saudi Aramco, but you wouldn't suffer any identity theft either. Just to give you guys a heads up. So yeah, that's my little small hacker story. You can look it up online. It is also on Wikipedia if you really want to get like an overview about Saudi Aramco, if you're really interested in it, because it does go into a lot of how they restored the systems. I just don't want to give you guys and fill all that up in here with you, but just to give you some advice over the holidays.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was really
I
bad.
update my computer, but I feel like everything breaks after updated.
Like I said, it's not 100% guaranteed, but it's the best to have the update than not have it because you can pull a Saudi Aramco.
This one time I updated my computer and my keyboard stopped working.
That's
Like
all
my
the story.
keyboard just like literally just I cannot get it to work no matter what I
You
do.
got bad luck
And
with
then
the
no,
keyboard.
then I googled it and then it was like a known thing. Like if you updated people keyboard stop working. I was like, well, that's just freaking great. Like I just gotta wait till they figure that out or what. Like I mean, goddamn. All right, let's go to a nice transition here into some tech news. All right, for tech news, right? I have a cryptocurrency news here. So,
Mhm.
rogue miners are using Google Cloud servers to mine cryptocurrencies.
That's funny.
All right. I really don't understand how they're doing it here, but it's showing that Bitcoin consumes more electricity than the entire country of Argentina.
Sounds
Now,
about right.
Google has released a new report stating that malicious cryptocurrency miners are using hacked Google Cloud accounts for mining purposes.
Wow.
The report is called Threat Horizons. Hold on. And it aims to help organizations keep their cloud environments safe. While cloud customers continue to face a variety of threats across applications and infrastructure, many successful attacks are due to poor hygiene and a lack of basic control implementation.
Goes
Um,
back to
yeah,
security.
that's why I was like making a nice transition here.
Yeah, that goes back to security.
Hey, I don't know how they're doing it. Like, how do you use Google? Google indicated that 86% of 50 Google Cloud accounts were used to perform cryptocurrency mining, with cryptocurrency mining software downloaded within 22 seconds of the account being consumed in most cases, or being compromised in most
All right.
cases.
So just to give you a heads up how they're doing it. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
tell you how they're doing it.
Sure.
Crypto mining can be done different ways. You can do a hard drive mining. People use hard drive mining too. Graphics card mining, which is what the popular one is, and which I'm sure you know about,
Mm-hmm.
and CPU mining. You can use your CPU to mine crypto. So more than likely, what they did was they used their cloud-based server. Cloud-based servers allow you to have a Windows environment or a Linux environment, depending on what you want, on there. Install your software and use the software on there to mine. That's how they're doing it. And the more you mine, the more resources it take. The more resources it takes, so on the systems. That's when the IT people go, "What the hell are you doing?" That's pretty much what Google is saying.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Why?
I used my computer to start mining, right? Um, and I left it on. It was just like an experiment, you could say. I do not do mining. Let me be very clear. I do not do mining. I wanted to experiment with it. I wanted to see what's up with it. So I found a software that all you have to do is download their software and then they utilize your computer, your electricity or whatever. And you get, Bitcoin. They pay out in Bitcoin. The entire day that I did it, like I'm talking about like day in, day out. I did it one entire day and I made about like 9 cents
Pretty
that
much.
day.
It's shit.
Yes.
It really is shit.
Not really, because if you calculate it, hold on a second. Let's hear me out here. Yeah, you're damaging your equipment. Let me be very clear. You're paying electricity costs, you're damaging your equipment, okay? I only did it one day and I never did it again. But if you did the math, right? If this was your business and you invested money, because every business you requires money, you invest in it first. Is that an accurate statement? So if you were starting to sell shoes, you would need to purchase shoes in order to sell shoes, right? So every business requires an investment. So if this is what you wanted to do, you are now buying graphic cards and CPUs and building computers or whatever you're doing. That's your investment. So let's say you make 9 cents, right? 9 cents times 30 days, right? That's $2.70 for the month. Okay. That's low, right? So now if you did 270 but you had 5 computers doing it, that's 1350, right? So it just keeps going up. So it depends on how much. Now, depending on the equipment that you have, you may be able to mine more. So based on mine, I'm telling you I had 9 cents, right? But you may be able to even to get to like 14 cents a day, right? If you're doing 14 cents a day times 30 days, that's $4.20. You have 5 computers doing it. That's $21 a month,
Yeah.
which doesn't seem like a lot, but again, you have to convert it into Bitcoin and it goes higher. If Bitcoin's going higher, your $21 isn't $21. $21 could be like $54. Like it just depends. It
Yeah, it
just
really does.
depends. About because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. You're not getting paid in dollars. It's you're making Bitcoin
Yeah.
essentially. So that value goes up, and if it's sitting in your account and Bitcoin goes up, you're making more money, and then you're charging people the fee. That's where you're getting the money from. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But
Okay.
I'm I don't like it for my own personal computer. I didn't think there was any point to it. But if you were gonna get into it as a business, every business needs investing. So you just have to get computers and get good at it and do it. Then I think it's okay. Then it's not bad. It's just sitting there, just making me money. I'm okay with that. You solar panel your house. Now you have free electricity and you let it sit there. You invest in it, you let it sit there. Now you're free to live your life and you just let it mine you Bitcoin, and Bitcoin keeps going higher. So eventually you're just getting free Bitcoin and is gonna go somewhere. I see why people do it. Like
Yeah.
I like
So
I can see the appeal.
what happened with Google on those people? What did they do?
Nothing. They're just telling you Google just knows what's good, like
I guess on your logic with your math, right?
mhm.
If they're able to, because remember you have to pay for those rented cloud services. If the cloud service payment outweighs what you're mining, then it doesn't matter. It makes sense. But if you're paying more to get the rent a cloud service space to mine and you're not getting much out of it, then it's kind of defeats the purpose.
I don't know. There's lots of like illegal mining farms. I
Of
don't know
course.
how like how do you do an illegal mining farm? Like I don't even know. I don't know what's between like a legal and an illegal mining farm. What's the differences?
Yeah.
Like when you pay taxes on when you don't, like what is the differences? I don't know. But there's nothing to that. It was just saying that people are like using Google Cloud services now to do mining.
Yeah.
That's all that was about, you know. So I did have, I'm gonna move on to some Apple news here. So apparently, world's top Apple experts, right, have said exactly when they will finish with the iPhone. Apple has
Mm,
already predicted when they will no longer make the iPhone. And the year that they said they will not make a new iPhone is a 2032. So about 10 years now.
makes sense.
Okay, in 10 years there will no longer be an iPhone. They want to actually make it into like a AR system, which is augmented reality, right?
Augmented.
Yes.
Augmented. Yeah.
So they want to like I feel like they're going towards like that Google Glasses thing,
Yeah.
right?
Pretty much.
I don't know if it's gonna be a glasses, it's gonna be a watch, it's gonna be a whole. They're gonna put a chip inside your brain. I don't know what's gonna
We're
happen in 10
close.
years.
We're close to that
Yes,
shit.
I don't know what's gonna happen in 10 years, but they're moving away from a phone, and they're going into more like a computing gadget, like a actual computer that you would have at all times. Like it can do like your laptop, but except it's like the size of your phone, and you can do everything. And it's not really a device; it's more like argumented. What is it? Argumented, whatever it is.
Augmented.
Yes,
Augmented.
AR is it's AR. So it's like in the real world and you see it. Like that's in 10 years. Apple has predicted that's where they're going.
Makes sense. Makes sense. But
Okay.
that's probably pretty much where the world is starting to head to anyway. So that works out.
Yeah, so you can imagine that they're probably already like working on it.
I'm
You get what
sure
I'm saying?
to
They
be a
probably
first to
don't have
market.
they probably don't have the tech there now. But in
Yeah.
10 years you never know what tech they have in 10 years,
Yeah.
you know.
You never
But
know.
in our lifetime, we may be lining up for not an iPhone, but to maybe have a little microchip implanted in our brain.
Or before that
Imagine
happens,
somebody
I'd
who
be
works
dead.
at
So
a
don't worry.
no. Imagine someone who works in a Genius bar. You trust them with a little gun that's gonna put a chip in your brain.
Oh hell no. I don't even trust the doctor, and it's supposed to be legit. No, I'm
The
not.
guy who makes $14 an hour, you trust him with the little gun. Yeah, it's fine. You know, everyone gets it, and they just like put a chip in your brain.
Yeah, I'm like, give it to me. I have better luck doing it than you, motherfucker. I ain't letting you touch my
You
shit.
know, there's another cool thing I want to share you guys with the iPhone. So on the iPhone, right, you can do a little bit crazy stuff on the iMessage. But let's say you wanted to send a message, but you didn't want other people to read it. Like you suspected that someone that you're sending a message to, other people around them, and you don't kind of want the other person to see it, like even by mistake or glance at it. So you can send a message through invisible ink. And the only way to read that message is you have to hold on to the message. It will appear, and once you let go, it disappears. So your conversation is private. So, James, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a message, right? But I'm going to send it through invisible ink, and I want you to tell me what it is. All right?
Now?
Yeah.
All right.
Hold on. I'm going to send it to you in my invisible ink and send. Okay. So if you look at your iMessage, it's scrambled.
Yeah.
It's scrambled, right? If you hold on to it, if you put your finger on it, you can see what it is.
Hello, world.
There it is. And then it'll go back to being scrambled.
I noticed that. That's actually pretty cool.
So you can actually send hidden messages like that. All right. So all you have to do is type your message. You want to hold down the send button, which is like a blue arrow going up. You choose invisible ink and you send it, and it sends that way. So I just wanted to let the viewers know there's ways you can be shady.
I'm sure.
Listen, you know how many times like you and me say we got to talk about something where we can't really talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
Well,
agree, but I mean, that's a whole different story there. I mean,
well, you know, that exists. That exists. We could technically send hidden messages, and then you don't even have to read it till because okay. So let's say you and me have inside jokes, right? You and me have
yeah.
some inside conversation and expressions and words. When we say it, we know exactly what it means. Nobody around us knows what it means. I could send you something like that, and you would know, oh shit, I gotta read this in private. You would
Yeah.
know automatically, be like, yeah, I can't read that right here. You know what I'm saying? This is what this comes in for. You know, you're gonna say like somebody got bad breath, and I'm gonna put it in invisible ink, and you're like, oh shit, I can't read this here. And then you go in the corner, and you read, like, oh yeah, that person got bad breath.
True.
So another thing in tech news is SpaceX, right? Which is Elon Musk, which is Tesla, Starlink, that the internet thing that I've been talking about since forever. And I said I wanted it, but I never did it, which is a good thing because it doesn't really exist. Or it does exist and it doesn't exist at the same time. Okay. So the whole thing here is that Starlink has no license to operate in India, and the public should steer clear until it does. You know how they take
what?
You know how they take deposits on stuff and never give you anything? Tesla's known for that. Okay. So that's what they do with Starlink, right? People give them the $100. $100 is a magic number for Tesla or Elon Musk, you could say.
Yeah.
Give them $100, you get on this infinite waiting list, and then the product never exists. All right. This is what's
it's like a shitty Kickstarter.
People in India have been waiting for the Tesla since 2017.
Tesla the car?
Yes.
Wow.
They took money from people in 2017 in the hopes of making a factory there and then fulfilling those orders for the people in India for Teslas. And since 2017, it is not happening. They actually moved the country to China and did it in China instead and did not do it in India. Now, this could be, you know, lawmakers and governments and all that type of stuff. Of course, that's always a possibility. But they've been took people's monies since 2017. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Like, you know, there gotta be a line. I'm sorry, this guy needs to be stopped. I'm sorry. He just brings out like some crazy thing. He's like, he sells you on hopes and dreams and expects you to like be fed with that. All right, he'll be like, this is a robot that I'm gonna do, but it's just a man in suit, and people are like, here's my money, and then it's like, what are you doing? What are you signing up for? He hasn't even shown you anything. It doesn't exist.
He showed you an idea.
Yeah, the guy made one Cybertruck and it's probably not even the real production Cybertruck, right? He probably took the model of the Model Y, he took the body of the Model Y, put another shape around it, and was like, "Here you go, present it to the world." And people started giving him a deposit of $100. This guy gets super rich. We're yet to see a Cybertruck. It keeps getting delayed.
Yep. Facts.
So it's kind of like even with the roadsters, like I feel bad for those people too. Just because they got money don't mean they don't got feelings and stuff. They put down money on a roadster. I think to put down like it's $20,000 to put down on a roadster.
And the Roadster is. I'm sorry. I don't like the Roadster. It's shit.
A lot of people don't like the roadsters, but the people that got money want the roadster.
Yeah, I know, because they got nothing else better to do but to waste their money on it.
But
Go
they're
ahead.
not even gonna get it, so it doesn't even matter. He's just very good at taking people's money. He's very good at convincing people to give them money.
I just want to point out.
Mhm.
I wanted to go a little bit. I wanted to because you're still on SpaceX,
Yeah,
and what's the satellite called? Starlink. Starlink.
Starlink.
So like I told you in the last podcast or the podcast before that, he did launch those satellites. That's 100% fact. He did launch the satellites. Now, people are doing a lot of summations on what is next for Starlink beside internet.
Mm-hmm.
And what they've come up with is really interesting because it's around facts. How would you feel, based on what you just told me, Hib, how would you feel about getting a Tesla cell phone?
Nah, I gotta see it.
Okay.
I ain't convinced.
So people are stating that Elon is not doing just that internet for Starlink, but a cell phone carrier as well, which makes sense because there are such thing as satellite phones. It does happen. It is a
Okay.
existing thing,
Okay.
right?
All right.
So
Carrier wise, I'm okay with. Carrier wise, I'm okay with if I can keep. Because phone wise, I don't know because you depend so heavily on your phone every day, right? It's like
exactly.
an extension of yourself. So phone, I'm very very picky on the phone itself. So I would have to know the phone for me to want to do that. I don't want to get trapped into something like an Android. All right,
So
but if it's just carrier, I'm open to carrier. I'm open.
now he had a meeting
Mm-hmm.
with Tim Cook, and he claims that Tim Cook pretty much brushed him off because he was hoping to get a deal with Apple to go in with him on making an iPhone. And it said that Tim Cook,
Apple don't need him.
Apple really does not need him
Yeah.
at all. Just
Yeah.
iPhone brand alone is dominant in this. And I'm not saying
Yeah.
iPhone super race, guys. Don't take that the wrong way. Because Galaxy also, Samsung is like dominant in the Android race. So it's the two dominant phones,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which is ironic because Google makes Android. So it's ironic that their Pixel's not taking over that
You
race.
know
But
who he needs
Samsung.
to go to? Hear me out
Mm.
here, guys. Hear me out. The OG people are gonna say it. Hear me out. BlackBerry.
Oh God.
Imagine he went back to
Oh
BlackBerry and BlackBerry
God.
starts popping up. There was a time where people, like regular people, had Blackberries,
People,
not like office people. Regular people had Blackberries.
listen.
I had a BlackBerry. I
They're up.
loved it.
Listen, they're up there with the fucking people who had Nextel. Okay, remember Nextel?
Remember, like the Sprint phones where you could walkie-talkie people.
Yeah, that was called StarTAC.
The
There were Sprint
walkie-talkie
phones
people.
because Sprint was part of Nextel. Nextel did. I mean,
Boost Mobile was
Sprint
huge.
did Nextel. Bruce Mobile's another one.
That was huge with like the rappers with the Boost
There
Mobile,
was
the drug dealers. Like,
I had a cell phone that I don't think anybody else is gonna remember. It was called Amped Mobile. And
no.
it was up there for a while. Best Buy carried it in a while. It didn't last long. The company went under. They just didn't pay their bills and it went under. But it was Amped Mobile.
Okay.
That's how old these cell phones go. You can look that up.
That's
They're
crazy.
still
I mean,
around
I'm
now.
open to it. I just have to see what it is. Carriers, I'm more open to carriers. Like I'm willing to try stuff. It's okay. I'm okay with that. But phone wise, I really need to know the phone. Apple don't need him, even though I would love to see a collaboration with Apple and Tesla. But Apple don't need him.
They really
Plain as
do
that.
not. They really do
Plain
not.
as that.
Nor is Samsung. Samsung doesn't need them. But if Samsung was smart,
But I think
they get
what
together
the
with him.
problem is, Apple is trying to make their own car, and I feel like they felt like there'll be a conflict of interest down the road. That
You
could
know,
be. That could be. And they
it
could have
goes
just been like, it's not even worth
it
it.
goes back to what we were talking about regarding the cars. Like as you know, Mach-E, Mustang, Ford making their own Mach-E. Volkswagen has their own version of the car,
You know what? You know
the
what?
Chevy
Before
Volt.
hold on a second. Let's actually just go into some Tesla news to talk about this guy, some
Okay.
topic. So let's go
Okay.
to Tesla news. All right, continue with your Mach-E. Go ahead.
Okay. So you got the Mach-E,
Ah,
you got the Tesla, obviously.
yeah.
You got Volkswagen. You got all these people, all these manufacturers coming out. Chevy also making more improvements on the Chevy Volt. So you got all these cars, right? Every one of them, beside the Tesla, is ugly. Now, wait! Before you go off, before anyone goes off on me right now, I'm not saying that Tesla is Jesus when it comes to cars because they really are not.
Con-
They're
not
really
quality,
not.
not quality, but concept wise, yes.
Concept wise, makes sense. Now,
Concept wise, yes, they
now
are.
let me explain to you why I feel that way.
Execution,
Let me explain to you why I feel that way. The reason why I feel that way is because when you go into any Tesla, no matter what it is, it's one monitor. That's it. Nothing crazy. Everything else looks clean, simple, easy to use. It's in that one monitor. But all these other cars, they're still stuck on that same old module model. So you have like, oh, in front of you, there's your speed, and there's this, and there's that, and there's like 10,000 other buttons.
it is.
There's
It is
no need for
confusing.
that.
It is very confusing.
If you make it similar, I'm not saying copy Tesla, but if you make it similar to the Tesla model, I guarantee you'll probably sell more cars because you probably have it for at least an affordable price than a Tesla is right now. Just want to put it out there for anyone who is a car
Now
manufacturer.
that you said something about the Chevy Bolt, there was a article where Chevy Bolt is now sending like software updates to their cars that limiting the battery to 80%.
See? You see?
Which kind of sucks. Like imagine like you paid to use 100% of your battery and now they just send a software update and they brick your battery. Like they just do, oh well, instead of 100 you're getting 80. Does
Well,
that mean they give you 20% of your money back because now you're getting 20% less battery?
no,
Like
that doesn't raise that question for me. You know what raise the question is? What happens? Why did you do that? Not because of the money, whatever it is. Are you telling me if it goes higher or maintain, what happens to the battery? Does the battery lose its charge after a certain time? Does it explode?
it's
Why did you
something like that.
limit? Why did you
Yeah,
limit 80? If
it's
that's the case,
safety.
sell your car. Sell your
Safety.
car.
Yes, safety. They did it because of safety, battery safety.
Just sell your
So
car.
they
Just sell your
limited.
car.
So if you had a Tesla, I have a Tesla, but if you had a Tesla and a software update went and limited your battery, like I charge my battery to 90, which is exactly what they tell me to charge it to. That's what they had it set in the car, anyways. That's how much I charge it to. So I have it to 90, right? So let's say they just were like, well, the max you can ever charge your battery is 70. You can never charge to 100, and they do that software update. How pissed would you be though?
I would
I'd
be
be
tight.
pretty pissed. I'd be pretty pissed. Like I'd be like, but that's not what I paid for. I paid for 100% of the battery.
I guess honestly, the layman would definitely. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to say people are stupid, but the layman would probably be like, "Ah, I'm pissed off. I can't use 100%." To me, I'd ask questions. Why can't I do that? What happens? Why is it that the case? Am I gonna lose charge over it? Is the battery going to explode? That's the
Yes,
questions I'd be
safety.
asking. Yeah.
Explosion, fire, safety. They're limiting it so you can't ever. They don't want you to put yourself in situations where that may happen. So they just limited it. Like they don't trust you. It's kind of like the government doesn't trust you to make decisions, so they let you vote for other people that will make decisions for you.
Wow.
Representatives. You don't vote for anybody, you vote for a representative who then goes out and is supposed to speak for you on your behalf, right? But there's so many people. Is the representative really speaking for you on your behalf? No, he's not.
No, not at all.
That's why they made that. I'm not going to get into the democracy and everything like that, but that's what it's for. The founding fathers did not trust the average person to be able to make decisions. So they wanted them to just vote for other people that are qualified to make decisions and let them do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sounds
another
right.
thing in Tesla news, right? So Tesla is sending ultimatums to buyers who keep delaying deliveries. And now you're like, well, why would people want to delay their deliveries if they're getting the Tesla? Because people have been waiting for months. Well, because there's a new bill that's going to be passed in next year, starting next year, where you're going to get in a crazy amount of rebate for getting electric vehicle from the government. I believe it's like $7,500. I think it's $5,000 right now. It's gonna go to $7,500. So people don't want to take delivery when it's like December of 2021, when in January of 2022 a bill can be passed and they're saving so much money.
And these cars are not cheap, so that's smart.
Yes. So, but Tesla's like everyone is delaying the delivery. Like every time they try to give a car to somebody, right? Then the number comes up, that person goes like, "Oh, you know what? I can't accept the delivery right now. Maybe in like a month or two." Like they just do that. So now Tesla's like making cars, and they need to push these cars out, but nobody's accepting the delivery. So they're literally giving you ultimatums where you don't take the delivery, you're gonna lose your place. You're not gonna get a car. Back of the line for you.
You know, that's the one thing about Tesla. They have a decent product. I'm not saying a great product, but they have a decent product. But their customer service is toilet water, bro. Trash. Really are trash. I don't even care if any one of them hear me. You guys need to fucking work on your customer service. Like, I get where people coming from, bro. I get where you're coming from. But at the same time, bro, those cars are not cheap. They're not.
Hear me out here. First, in their defense, okay, they are going to cancel the order, but it's only for people who's been delaying delivery for 6 months or more.
Okay.
So it's not someone that goes like, "Oh, well, I got sick this week and I broke my leg and I can't accept delivery this week. Can I come back in a month?" Sure, no problem. We got you. Like, that's fine. I'm talking about these people. Like, it's like, remember I told you you can do that, just order a Model Y, lock in the price, and then just keep delaying the delivery.
Yeah, that would have been me.
That would be you.
100%. I didn't do that, by the way, guys. So
that would be you. Yeah, they changed the policy because people were doing it. Like, they know they weren't ready. Like, they know they want it. They locked down the price. They weren't ready for it, and they just delayed the delivery. And before Tesla was like nice about it, they're like, "Okay, we have so much demand, we're gonna do it." But now they're like, "No. This is just way too much. People are trying to do it for rebates and all this other craziness." And they were just like, "No, you gotta take the car, or it's getting canceled."
like completely.
Yeah, exactly. So that's Tesla news there. Another article that came out was, I want to let you guys know. I don't think it was I think it was an article. I think I saw it on Reddit. So somebody like got a Model 3, right? They accepted the delivery, everything like that. Now they're driving the car first time home from the dealership, okay? They put their phone in that wireless charging pad thing that's like right above where the center console is, right?
Yeah.
They put it there and it didn't work. It didn't work. They're like, "What the F is going on? It's a brand new car. Why is it not working?" But that thing's finicky. It is finicky. You never know. But he never got it to work. So he called a Tesla center or whatever. And was like, "Hey, I just accepted delivery and, the wireless charging is not working." So they told him, you want to talk about toilet paper service here. They told him, "Your car does not have a wireless charger."
Wait, what?
Yeah, your car does not have a wireless charger. It's supposed to, don't get me wrong. It's supposed to have one, but it doesn't have one because that part is on back ordered. Now, if you want to wait for your car to have one and you don't want to accept the car, that part's not coming till April. So you can wait for it, or we're just going to push out a car to you and then we're going to call you in when that part's here and we'll put it in for you.
Fuck you!
Should you get a discount for this, or are you buying the whole car? Or you buying your car in parts? Like, what is going on here?
So should you get a discount? And Tesla's eyes, no, you shouldn't get a discount because anybody else would take that and like, fuck it,
Yeah.
I'll wait.
I'll wait. Exactly.
Yeah.
So now this poor guy, his only choice is accept the car that he already signed for and everything and wait till April to get the wireless charger, or don't accept the car at all and wait until they have the part and they build the car with the wireless chargers.
No. First off, I what if he didn't say, okay, so what if he didn't report that issue? So you guys need to tell me you wasn't going to fucking tell him?
Yes.
That is sus, bro.
That's why I was going to say toilet water service as well.
Again, I blame Elon. Sorry. It's his people. I blame Elon. You guys sus people over there. Fuck you.
They're so shady. Like, I don't understand. Maybe they did say it somewhere and this guy was like a moron and didn't pay attention. He was too hyped to get it. I don't know. Like, they send you a lot of like garbage stuff, right? And maybe they did say it or something and he didn't read it. I don't know. I'm not gonna put it fault on them because I haven't heard their official statement. This is something I saw on like Reddit. It's one-sided story, right? So I'm not gonna put fault on them too much, but that's kind of messed up. I'm not gonna lie. That's messed up. That's really messed up. Yeah, So I saw another article which I thought it was very interesting and I want to share with you, James, because I think it pertains to you more.
Mm-hmm.
These people, it's I think it's a publication. They got their hands on a Model Y, and they basically said that they're ashamed that Tesla actually charges for this car.
Wow.
They just basically said there's no reason a Model Y should exist. It's overpriced. It's not worth the value. And you know what? I kinda could see that because it's expensive. I'm gonna be honest.
It is. It's like $60,000.
Yeah, it's
for a
very
base
expensive.
model.
For something that it doesn't really do something crazy. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, because the Model Y sits between the Model 3 and the Model X. It's like their baby. If the Model 3 and a Model X had a baby, it would be the Model Y.
But the Model X is about close to 80 to 90 grand versus the Model 3 is about 30 or 40 grand. So yeah, 50 grand.
Right. It is the middle part, right? But you can easily make your Model Y into an $80,000 car.
Of course.
You could. You technically
100%.
could.
100%.
So they just kind of feel like you get the features of a Model 3, which is like a base thing, right? It's base. Model 3 is base. I'm sorry for all the Model 3 owners out there. I have a Model 3. I'm telling you, it's a base thing. No matter which one you pick, it's a base thing. So you get the features of a Model 3 because inside, outside, it's like identical. Only the shape is different. You just get more leg room, okay? And then, you don't get the features of an X. I'm sorry, but the X is pretty badass.
It really is. I just don't like the Falcon doors.
I love the Falcon doors.
Yeah.
Let
me know how you feel when it's fucking snowing outside and it's freezing and you want to try to get into your Model X. But go ahead.
Well, that's like any other door. All the Teslas have a door stuck to them and stuff. That's why I got this little, I forgot this little spray. You spray it in your doors for the winter. Yeah, I'm going to do that because everyone says that no matter what car they have, the Teslas, because of the door handles. That's where they're at. The door handles is the one that gets jammed in the ice and the snow. So what I'm going to do is, guys, I already have this figured out. I'm going to put like the car covers on top of my car. So ice is never directly on the car.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I want to spray the inside of my door jambs and everything like that with the spray that I got before I even got my car. I got that spray because I read about those reviews. I read about what people are saying. I hear you. I see you. And I'm already acting on it. So I feel like I'm in pretty decent shape. Pretty decent shape there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I feel bad because when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, James wants a Y. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, it's expensive too. Like maybe it's not really worth it.
It's not. It is expensive. 100%. It's expensive.
For what
the Model Y I want, guys, it's close to, let's see. If I was to buy my Model Y outright, I would owe Tesla $60,490 for a basic Model Y.
Yeah, you see, for what it is, for $60,000, I can show you a ton of freaking amazing cars. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's not chump change. It's a lot of money. And then if you look at the Y, right, it looks just like the base model of a 3, which is way cheaper, right? So it's kind of just like you scratch your head, like, is it really worth the price? And that's where the article's coming from. Like, they're ashamed that Tesla even charges for this car because just for legroom and whatever, you're paying that much money. It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad.
Because Elon's a piece of shit. So
unless they never had a 3 and they just kept the Y and made the Y the price of a 3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, because then you never had a car. You always had like this bigger type of like.
You want to be fair. The Model Y increased in price recently. That's the reason why it's so fucking hard to get now.
So is a 3. All of them increased.
All of them went up because they just a boom happened and Tesla was like, we should jump on this fucking boom. So fuck it. Here you go.
Let me tell you guys. I purchased my Model 3 in March of 2021 and the base price was 34,000.
Yep.
That was really cheap compared to
So
what it is now. I swear to God that was so cheap.
right now, if I wanted to get a Model Y, right,
Mhm. Mhm.
the same specs, you know me with my specs, so
Mhm.
black on black, all that stuff. Right now, let's see, continue to payment. I would owe Tesla $46,490 for a Model 3.
46,000?
46,000.
That's not that bad because I just feel like that's way more manageable.
It is manageable, but the same thing is I don't want standard range.
I know.
I plan on going long trips, so long range pays more for me on that one.
You know, you just have to weigh out your wallet versus how
Pretty
often you
much.
actually take your trips. And all that means is it doesn't mean in standard range you can't do it. It just means you stop more often. That's all that
Exactly.
basically means. So it doesn't mean like,
Alrighty.
oh, it's the end of the world and you can't ever get there. No, you can get there. You just stop more to charge more. This is
And just
all that pretty much
uh,
means.
and just to let you guys know, if I decided to go to a long range Model 3, I would owe Tesla like
Still less than a
$52,490.
Y.
Still less than a Y, but the Y is about 60 grand for bigger space. It's pretty much what they're saying. So,
Yes. That's what you're paying for is leg room. That's why the
yeah,
article's like kind of like, what the heck, man?
yeah.
What the heck? Pretty much. Well, all right. We do have a final topic here that I do want to get into, and it's called movie review.
God help us.
Okay. So movie review.
God help
James
us.
dragged me to see Resident Evil.
Now, before you get started, guys, spoilers. If you haven't watched it, if you're gonna watch it, don't listen to the podcast right
Don't
now.
first of all, do not watch it.
Yeah, don't. Well, we're gonna get into that.
No,
So
I'm telling you right now, don't click
no,
off the
listen.
podcast. Do not watch it.
Pause. Freaking Hiba's bullshit. If you're gonna watch it, because I know I'm a Resident Evil diehard fan, and if you're a Resident Evil fan,
It's
you
not
don't give a
worth
fuck
it.
about other people's bullshit. You're gonna watch it anyway.
Just
But
don't watch
we're
it.
telling you, I wanted my 2 hours back. I wanted my money back.
I wanted to leave as soon as it started. Like I just felt like I was so lost on where it was even starting from. Like you really have to be a fanboy and know every single thing about Resident Evil for that to make sense. If I was to show that to a random human being, they'd be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
What the fuck did I watch?
Like they don't understand. Like you really, it's like an insider joke, but then you don't know the joke, but you paid to be part of that insider joke.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
yeah.
Oh
Well,
my god, it was
Resident
so bad.
Evil, even okay. So that's her side of the story. On my side, I'm a Resident Evil diehard fan. I have Resident Evil everything. She'll tell you. I got friends that know that I'm a Resident Evil diehard fan, and I hated this movie. They tried to stick to the first game and the second game, original game and the second game, the GameCube versions of them, and they were so bad. They cut out good parts and made their own bullshit up. And it was just like, what the fuck were you thinking? I was so when I was done watching the movie, they you know how they have a little ending where you see Wesker and he comes back to life again because Ada put him back to life and he can't see anymore. He has to wear glasses because the virus fucked up his eyes or whatever it may be. It didn't matter. I was like, why did you even bother? Because you're not gonna make part two to this movie. If you do, you're probably gonna fucking fuck everything up. Do not watch Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City.
It's
It's
such a
terrible.
shame because if you saw other Resident Evil movies with Alice, they're so good. They're so good. Like I love that storyline. I just love it so much, and that's what makes me
That's a mixed
like.
bag too.
No, that's compared to the hot garbage that I saw. That is amazing. You have to compare that storyline with this storyline. You have to compare the two movies together, right?
Yeah.
That is amazing. You can have anyone that doesn't know anything about Resident Evil watch that and still enjoy themselves.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can't have random people watch this movie. There is trash.
Yeah. Yep, facts.
So, I honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was in my recliner seat. I was eating my popcorn, and I was like doing Thanksgiving shopping. Like I was just like out of it. I was just like whatever. This thing sucks.
Not just her. She went with us. We had two other people that from our job that wanted to come with us, and one of them actually fell asleep. Was like I fell asleep to it. The
Yeah, it's
horror in
so
there
bad.
wasn't even scary, bro.
There was
Don't
no horror.
bother.
What was the horror part? I
There
don't
was
even.
nothing horror. There was a liquor, and then there was a couple of
I
like
wish they
I
added
guess
like.
zombies?
I
Question
wish
mark.
they added like the big bosses or something. I feel like that would have been way
They
more funner.
did. They added one of the big bosses. It's
That
just
he
that you.
barely was on the screen
Excuse
for like
me.
5
Excuse
minutes.
me. They did add the big bosses. If they added, William Birkin turned into the G virus guys, and he was in there, so they did add it. But honestly, it was so cheesy and fucked up. It didn't even matter. It really didn't.
Yeah, they made Leon into this loser, which wasn't
Like
fun. And
stupid
he wasn't.
loser.
And I'm sorry, that guy is a good looking guy, but he's not who I imagine Leon to be.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
Claire was also off.
You know what? I'm just gonna talk to who I was attracted to. So I'm just gonna say,
Yeah.
I was trying to like see some hot guy, and I just felt really like he's a good looking guy. But as for as what I thought in my head would be a Leon, I just didn't see it. I thought Leon as just being this anime character in my head, and
So
it wasn't.
guys who are very familiar about Resident Evil, they didn't even say Barry's name. Barry was supposed to be in there. Barry Burton didn't say his name. Jill Valentine was just off kilter. Like she was just off. That actress should have been fired because she should not be Jill. Claire was another one. Should be fired. She's definitely not a Claire Redfield. That way Claire Redfield should be. Wesker was kind of on point. I could see Wesker out of that. Chief Irons, definitely. Chief Irons is an Irishman. You could hear his accent. This guy here who played Chief Irons, another guy, good actor. I've seen him in other shit. Shouldn't have been Chief Irons in this movie.
Yeah,
Again, the whole movie was just off fucking kilter. We're gonna save you $11 or $20 or wherever you buy the movie. Just wait for if you really want to watch it. Wait for it to come out on fucking online for free.
it's
Just
not
don't buy
even
the
worth
movie.
it free either. It's so bad. It's
So
it's 0 sausage fingers out of 10.
0.
0 minus. If I could take them back, I would. Like it's so bad. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for this week's podcast. Go ahead, give us a like if you stayed till the end, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It is absolutely free. And until then, see you on the next one.
Take care.